Hi all, and thanks for clicking if you did. 24th of December today, 2025, and it's turned out to be, well, I can't say the worst day, but one of the worst days of this year for me, and at the same time, almost one of the best. First of all, I hope you all have a good holiday and you have a fantastic new year and everything. I won't lie to you, no hiking, no running, no nothing in this video, right? But just before you click off, you might want to hear the story, right? Because there's a safety tip in it as well, and it's quite interesting. I found it. So I'm not going to waffle, I'm going to jump straight into it right now. Okay, for over a week now, I've been planning a wild camping trip, right? Leaving on the 24th, right? Camping to the 25th. Probably coming back on the 25th actually, so just an overnighter. And I wanted to return to that Blackstone Edge where I went for a hike. I'll leave a link somewhere or in the description to that video. I'd gone for a day hike and it's beautiful up there, and I spotted loads of places for wild camping. But anyway, getting back to today, so I've been planning it for over a week. A few days ago I packed all my gear into my bag, alright? Everything I'd need. I knew it was going to be cold. I'd been keeping a check on the weather forecast, and for the last 5 days it'd been saying -3, -5, right? Wind was going to be 8 to 10 mile an hour, so that was all good, and it said 0 rain. But I'd been checking it, and yesterday checked the weather forecast again. The wind had picked up a bit to about 14 mile an hour, which not too bad. Temperatures had dropped a bit to about -5 to -6. So well, I've got all the gear, not too bad. So what I did was I emptied out my pack again. I thought it's been sat in there 3 days. I'll just double check. Emptied out my bag again. Checked everything, right? All my emergency gear, my extra warm gear, everything. It was all in there, all ready to go. All I had to do today was add water before walking out the door. Alright, so all sorted. Well, this morning, as I said, 24th of December, check the weather forecast. Well, I have 3 weather forecasts. I have like a local one I keep an eye on. I have the mountain forecast, and I have a thing called Predict Wind, which is brilliant for boating and kayaking and all like that. But you can also check winds and rains inland. But anyway, so I checked the weather forecast and it had all changed. Right, remembering I was leaving today, right? It had all changed. Where I was planning on going, Blackstone Edge, the winds were going to be picking up basically from 5 p.m. right, onwards till sort of like 24 hours almost, right? 20-25 mile an hour winds. The temperatures had dropped to dropped to -6, -7, with a possible drop to 8, -8. But -6, -7. Now, I know if you're a winter wild camper, that's now. But I'm a very active person, right? I cannot go camping and sit in a tent for 16 hours in winter. It would drive me nuts. Absolutely nuts. I need to have a shave now. I let my beard grow out a little bit just to keep warm while I was up there. Yeah, I would go nuts. I like to be able to sit outside the tent, right, basically until bedtime. Go for a little walk, not far, but a little wander in the dark with your lights and stuff. Have a little explore, right? Basically until bedtime. And at 20-25 mile an hour winds at -6, -7, you can't do that. You can't sit outside your tent, you freeze. So you have to be in your tent. And as I said, this time of year you got basically 16 hours of darkness, and it would have drove me crazy. So I had to call it off, right? And I've been so annoyed about it all morning. Right? This is why I say one of the worst days, which I know doesn't sound very dramatic. So you had to call a camping trip off, but it's something I've been planning and really looking forward to. However, it's turned into sort of like quite a good day, as in that was lucky. What I've just been and done now, right, is unpack my bag. I thought I'll get everything out my knapsack, my knapsack, my rucksack, my bargain, my backpack, whatever you want to call them. I thought I'll get everything out, pack away what I don't need, put my food back and stuff like that. And I'm going through everything, and then I realised I'd actually... Now my bag was there. I put my bag near the front door, so to speak, last night, all ready to walk out the door with. All I had to do was add water. That's it. Alright? Remember that bit, because as I start to unpack my bag, alright, no sleeping bag in there. I checked it twice, remember, but no sleeping bag in there. And no sleeping mat, right? And what I do, or what I've done, right, and when I was on the Yorkshire Moors I did this, most people do this. You set your tent up, you chuck your bag in your tent, and then you might just sit outside, wander about and stuff, then after, when it gets a bit duskier or whatever, then you might go into your bag to start getting your gear out, to setting it all up and everything. I mean, it was like that in Scotland. I think I left my tent up for about 12 hours in Scotland, because it's different for wild camping there, before I even set my bed up. But yeah, so it would have been getting dark. I would have gone into the tent, started to set my bag up, and realised I had no sleeping bag and no sleeping mat. And basically I'd have been screwed, considering the wind and the temperatures, and I would have had to hike back down to the car in the pitch black. Okay, got lights, got head torches and stuff, but you'd have had to hike back down to the car in the pitch blackness and basically drive all the way home again. And Christmas Eve, December the 24th, the roads would have been probably a nightmare, people trying to go places and stuff. So, in a way I got lucky, but it did kind of annoy me, because I thought to myself, well, when I wake up in the tent tomorrow on the 25th of December, I'm going to have the hills to myself. There's not going to be, there might be the odd person having a walk before dinner or whatever, but I'm going to have the hills to myself. I can have a really good long walk round, get back to the car maybe 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then, you know, I had a full plan. I've got a map. Right, I drew it all out. I was going to show you all my routes, tell you about I had a lot planned. I won't go into what I was going to do, because I will move this to another day at some point. But yeah, so got up this morning, checked the weather forecast, really annoyed, because I knew I wouldn't be able to sit outside the tent at all. Not 20-25 mile an hour winds, and the wind and the temperatures are -7, -8. You can't do it. Even with all the gear on it, you won't be happy. You know what I mean? You'll just be chilly. All right. Well, you won't be chilly, not with all the gear on. It just won't be fun. That's the word I'm trying to get at. It won't be fun. Just sat there getting blown to bits and stuff. So you'd have to go in the tent, and that would bore the hell out of me. But yeah, so I had to call it off. But then when I unpacked that bag and realised no sleeping bag and no sleeping mat, how the hell I forgot them, I do not know. But it's a bloody good job I didn't set off, right? Because if I had a set off, well, funnily enough, right, it's 10:30 a.m. now. Right, my plan was to leave here at 11 a.m. Get up there for about 1ish, 12:30, 1ish. Get to my camping spot by about 3 o'clock and start getting set up, right? Because by 4 it's pitch black. But yeah, so I just thought I'd share this with you because now, as I said, bit of a tip, bit of a warning. Right, it's common sense to check your bag. Right, but I would recommend. No, I've heard people say this on YouTube, and I've always ignored it. I'd recommend having a little checklist of your most important items, as in tent, sleeping bag, sleeping mat. You know what I mean? Cook stove. And as you pack it into your bag, tick them off. Because it would have been an absolute disaster for me if I'd have got up there, because all I was going to do was have my water, put it in the car and go. And I'd have just put it on, got up there. I keep saying mountain, it's not a mountain, it's a hill. It's only 1,500 feet, and it's really not classed as a mountain until you hit 2,000, but whatever. But I'd have got up there, and then a couple of hours or so later, as it's getting duskier, darker, I'd have realised no sleeping bag and no sleeping mat. But yeah, so make sure you tick some off or check it. And even if you checked and double checked, I'd check again. Or pack your bag at the last minute and really make sure everything's in. Because like I said, my bag had been packed for ages. Anyway, I'll leave this here. I just thought I'd give you a quick laugh. Alright, as I said, hope you have a good holiday tomorrow and enjoy your big dinners and stuff. I've got my pizza in the freezer, I can't wait. That's a tradition for me. 25th of December is pizza day. But yeah, so have a good holiday, and I hope you all have a fantastic new year. So I'll catch you later then, and yeah, hope you had a good laugh at my. Well, you would have had a good laugh at my expense if I'd have been bloody up there. I would have basically had to edit the rest of the video, right? Because the amount of bad language, you know what I mean? Oh, that would have been so annoying. Don't know how I made that mistake. Talk about a rookie mistake. That's a friggin' brand newborn baby mistake. Anyway, right, I'll leave it here, and as I say, hope you have a good holiday. I'll catch you later, and cheers.